Hello, everyone, and welcome to My AI Force, where we dive deep into the captivating realm of AI art. In our last episode, we introduced the innovative FaceID Plus V2, a groundbreaking model of IP adapter. We demonstrated how it could seamlessly swap the face of the iconic Hollywood actress Angelina Jolie into an artwork created by Midjourney, utilizing the in-paint function in image to image within Automatic 1111. Interestingly, this model is also compatible with Automatic 1111's text to image function, allowing us to craft portraits in a myriad of styles while preserving facial consistency. Let's experiment with this a bit, taking the same headshot of Angelina as a reference for the IP adapter, and by tweaking the prompts, we've managed to generate Angelina in various avatars: a singer, heroine, rock star, chef, nurse, and even a cowboy. The outcomes are truly impressive, all thanks to the SDXL models. I also explored another face swapping extension, Reactor, which is somewhat akin to Roop. However, in my experience, it doesn't quite measure up to the results produced by this IP adapter model. Now, let's take a look at some images of Angelina generated using Reactor. Personally, I feel they don't quite capture the essence of Angelina herself. Moving on, I experimented with another well-known IP adapter model for face swapping Instant ID. Let's discuss the photos generated by Instant ID. While they bear a closer resemblance to Angelina herself, the qualities don't quite hit the mark. The images suffer from poor resolution. The facial details are not as sharp as we'd like, and the contrasts in highlights and shadows are overly intense, detracting from the natural appearance we aim for. After comparing these tools, my preference strongly leans towards the new model from IP Adapter. In this episode, I'll walk you through installing and utilizing this model in conjunction with the SDXL model. We need three key components. First, ensure you have the latest version of ControlNet to see the IP adapter option in the control type list. If you're working with an older version, you can easily update it by navigating to the Extension tab in Automatic 1111 and clicking on Check for Updates. Once you've done that, just hit Apply and Restart UI. After a quick reboot, everything should be up to date and ready to go. Next up, you'll need to download the latest model for the IP adapter, specifically the IP adapter FaceID plus V2 SDXL. I'll ensure the download link is readily available in the video description for your convenience. After downloading the model, your next step is to place it in the correct folder. This would be the Automatic 1111 root directory / extensions / SDWeb UI ControlNet / models directory. Lastly, we're going to need a LoRa. This file should be placed in the Automatic 1111 root directory / models / LoRa folder. If you're uncertain about how to proceed with any of these steps, I recommend revisiting our previous video for a detailed walkthrough. With all the necessary components in place, we're all set to begin our testing phase. Let's head over to Automatic 1111 and kick things off by selecting an SDXL model. For this demonstration, I've gone with Albedo Base, which I find quite effective, plus the VAE setting adjusts automatically. Next, we'll enter our creative prompt. Imagine a young woman dressed in cowboy attire, standing in a western town as the sun sets. The choice of sampling method will depend on the model selected. In this case, I've opted for DPM++ SDE Keras. I've also adjusted the image dimensions to 1024 for both width and height to ensure we get a detailed output. For the CFG scale, I'm sticking with the standard setting of 7. Additionally, I've incorporated the SDXL Styles extension, which simplifies the process of defining the image's style. For this particular image, let's set it to photographic to give it a realistic touch. With all the parameters set, it's time to bring our vision to life. Let's scroll down and click the Generate button to see our initial creation. The initial outcome looks promising. Now, let's take it a step further by employing the IP adapter to integrate a photo of Angelina into our scene. Firstly, add the recently downloaded Laura into the prompt. This step is crucial as it enhances the resemblance to Angelina. Navigate to the Laura tab, search for face, select the downloaded Laura, and it will appear in our prompt window. Adjusting its weight is next. By holding down the Control key and pressing the down arrow, lower the weight to the recommended range of 0.5 to zero point 0.7. After configuring LoRa, it's crucial to fine-tune the sampling steps for an optimal fit. Let's revisit the Generation tab and increase the sampling steps to around 50. This adjustment is key to achieving a more precise and detailed result. Next up, we'll configure ControlNet. Simply scroll down, locate, and expand the ControlNet settings. Here, you'll find an option to open the file browser. Click on it to proceed. Your task now is to select a photo. It's important to pick wisely. Ideally, a front-facing shot with a neutral expression, and even lighting works best. Now, enable Pixel Perfect and allow preview. For the control type, choose IP adapter. As for the preprocessor, opt for IP adapter FaceID Plus. Should this preprocessor not be present in your current setup, it might be necessary to update your ControlNet version. In such a case, select IP adapter FaceID plus V2 SDXL as your model. It's crucial that the preprocessor and model are compatible. Mismatches could lead to errors. Once everything is set, click on the explosion icon to preview your work and ensure there are no issues before proceeding further. Upon inspection, everything appears to be in order. However, if you encounter any issues, it's possible that the Insight Face model, which is a cornerstone for many face swapping tools like Roop, Reactor, and Instant ID, might be missing. To diagnose the exact problem, I recommend checking the code in the terminal. It's important to note that all these face swapping tools rely on Insight Face's model. For commercial use, Insight Face requires a license, a crucial detail to keep in mind. If you find yourself without the model or unsure about the installation process, don't worry. I've included a link to an informative article in the video description that will guide you through the necessary steps. If everything looks right, it's time to hit Generate and view the outcome. Let's take a moment to review the result. You'll notice that Angelina's facial features appear somewhat exaggerated. Reflecting on the generation process, we observed that the initial results were promising. However, as the process advanced, the features became overly emphasized. Fortunately, we have the option to moderate the extent of the IP adapter's influence. Let's navigate back to ControlNet and tweak the ending control step setting to 0.8. Then hit Generate to observe the adjustments. Upon comparing the outcomes with 1 and 0.8 steps, it's evident that reducing the step count mitigates the exaggerated features. For a finer adjustment, let's decrease the step count further to 0.7 and examine the results. By comparing the effects between 0.8 and 0.7 steps, you'll get a clearer idea of the impact each setting has. Should the outcome still not meet your expectations, feel free to continue tweaking the ending control step or the weight of LoRa until you achieve the desired effect. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in my video.